يعني بداية أشعر بأن هناك نوع من الفجوة العميقة ما بين الحضارة الغربية والحضارة الشرقية. السياسة لعبت دور كبير في توسيع هذه الفجوة وهذه الهوة الحضارية ما بين الغرب والشرق من جهة أخرى.
I mean, when my country was invaded by the US Army, I felt very frustrated, and I felt that everything that I was thinking of, even my American friends, even my relationships with people from the US have been affected and changed, and my perspective as well was making me quite frustrated, because I thought that, well, how can I be friends with the people who are from the same country than of those who came and invaded my family and killed some of its members?
I think that there are a lot of negative stereotypes perpetuated by the American media. I think that the American media shares a lot of stories that are inflammatory about this region, stories that come from Saudi Arabia, that come from Iran, that come from Afghanistan. Iran and Afghanistan are not actually Arab, obviously. But I think many American women get the feeling, and what they see in the media is that Arab women are forced to cover, that they're not allowed to drive, that many are oppressed, that they are not educated, or they're not allowed to participate in society. And I think the stereotype, number one, is very, very, very wrong and very unfortunate. I think Arab women are often portrayed as victims, when in fact the women that I've met in the various different countries I've been to are some of the bravest, strongest people I've ever met, and they fight constantly. But also the question of hijab, I think, is very interesting. A lot of Americans ask me if, when I come to this region, I have to cover my hair, if I have to cover my body, and if I have to cover my face. And I think many Americans get the view from the media that the images in Yemen are the same as the images in Tunisia. But they may not realize that in Tunisia, there are some Tunisian women who are also Arab and Muslim who wear miniskirts and stilettos. I think there's a difference in culture between the different countries that doesn't come across in the media, and that a lot of Americans don't understand.
Well, if everyone's telling you, like, Arabs are not good people and you should not communicate with them and try to avoid them as much as possible, and vice versa, Americans are not good people, it takes a lot of inner strength to actually break that barrier that your family, the community, the media, and all of these other factors have built into you. So that's why I think communication, in terms of us taking that extra step and introducing yourself to a guy named John and saying, hey, my name's Esra, I'm from Lebanon, where are you from? And once you get to know who they are and what they do, it starts to break those barriers and you really start to connect.
When I was in Cairo in March, one of the things that was really exciting to me was that everybody was agitating for change, right? And so students in universities were agitating to get the board members to turn over, and new professors and taxi cab drivers were rallying in Tahrir and for higher wages, and like just everybody was agitating for little bits of change. And I think that if we looked at that micro level, that we would find that we have extreme amounts in common, like that all those little changes are what we all want.
If we initiate the first step, if we really try to really understand people and remove the stereotypes that are in our heads, which I know sounds a bit cliche, but one of the ways to remove these stereotypes is to actually understand a person, get to know them, what are their interests, how do they do things in their culture. This is what I've done throughout the years to better understand people and their behavior and how they think. And I have a lot of friends who are from different cultures and different religious backgrounds, and yet sometimes I click with them more than I click with people who are from my community and my culture.